is old or weird, you would also think that the 31 envelopes correspond to 31 days in a month. Let's think about this in a counterintuitive hashtag 31 envelopes type of way. This is incredibly street smart. This is incredibly counterintuitive. 31 envelopes. Problem. Getting to a FICO score in the United States of America with no money over 800 using the 31 envelopes method. Problem. Your FICO score determines your cost of renting money. Problem. Most people are in debt and will be in debt because they're on the wrong side of the interest rate equation. We, as people who study being street smart, can win at money using no money, using this counterintuitive protocol, which is 31 envelopes. Hashtag 31 envelopes. Envelope number 1. Cal State University Fullerton Parking Department. P.O. Box 34065. When we do something that is incredibly different, which is, when was the last time you guys waged a paperwork war? A war fought using paper, a paperwork war. And if you've never, then this is the video that's going to be for you, because you didn't realize that winning and waging a war of paper was even a possibility. Have you heard that the pen is mightier than the sword? Well, what's more mighty than the pen or the sword is money. And money comes to us via the 31 envelopes method. The mistake that people make is this. They hear 31 envelopes and they think, oh, I get what this is. This is 31 days in a month. No, it's not 31 days. I mean, there are 31 days in a month, but the 31 envelopes method is winning a battle waged using paper. The street smart thing that is not taught in school is using paper envelopes to win every battle that you even attempt to fight. For example, oh, Larry, I can't quite get my FICO score to 800. Oh, hey, Larry, I want to use a website and I want to use email to interact with TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. These are all very common sense things that you're saying, but they have no grounding in reality. They're grounded in common sense, and that's where your common sense is being used against you. And so when we are fighting to do slightly better using skills of what they don't teach you in school, flagship protocol, flagship signature business recipe is using 31 envelopes, Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club, using 31 envelopes with paper. So if you believe that the pen is mightier than the sword, then you're incredibly astute. This is form number P.O. Box 105281. I'll leave it up for another moment. P.O. Box 105281. And what we're doing is we're taking things that are less than $1 and we are making We're taking things that are less than $1 and we are conjuring up seemingly magical magician like things. So, envelope one was Cal State University Fullerton Parking Department. When we get a parking ticket, we think that the system will never be able to find us because our VIN number coinciding with a rental car, coinciding with the fact that we were borrowing the car, it'll never trace back to us, right? Not exactly. And who would even proactively dispute? Because when you start to wage a paperwork war, nobody wants to fight you because now when you address an envelope that looks like this, you seem like an attorney. And guess what? Nobody wants to get into a paperwork war with a lawyer. And when people say lawyer up, or they can actually be lawyer like, it's like jujitsu. It's like a cowboy. What's jujitsu? Jujitsu is I'm not fighting that guy. He looks like he knows kung fu. I'm not going to tango with cowboy, the Oriental cowboy. Why? It looks like he's got two guns, two cannons. That's what you're doing by sending paper towards not an enemy, but towards an adversary. And what we're going to explore is the topsy-turvy nature of why the economy seems to be moving every which direction, coincided with some counterintuitive business truths that we can benefit on because they cost less than $1. And after you make money doing this, I'm not going to be like, hey, I helped you make $20,000. Will you pay $500 for a workshop? You're in the workshop. You're in the workshop right now. What's your cost? Your cost is liking it. Not because I want you to like me. I want you to cheerlead yourself. Let's lead off this video with chapter 71. Chapter 71, deeply understood debit knowledge. Deeply understood debit knowledge. Because what is the company that I work for? Deeply understood credit knowledge using envelopes to dispute credit mishaps, which is why everyone's 31 envelopes is completely different from everyone else's 31 envelopes, because some of the envelopes you want to use for payment, such as hashtag PO Box 16589, or using it for disputes and requests for information, where you're asking for your free credit reports. Oh, but Larry, I like to use email in the World Wide Web, and why can't I use technology? Turns out the three credit bureaus, which are an oligopoly, along with the monopoly of Fair Isaac, they're trying to use technology against you. That's why when you have a Sharpie with a number 10 envelope, you end up with some pretty amazing results. Your homework assignment, should you accept it, is to have a one envelope. You don't have to do all 31 envelopes, just initially do one envelope. What we're doing here is we're building confidence while avoiding the fees of me charging you $800. And then you can win at entrepreneurship. Why? Because now you can work on counterintuitive things where you're not focused on, oh, your cowboy hat's different, or oh, you're wearing different clothes today, or hey, it seems like your background's changed. Focus on the message where We now then can connect on intellectual things versus purely surface things, so that way you financially benefit versus, oh, you look like you've lost weight, or oh, the backgrounds seem to have changed, or hey, the content that you presented now is way more business-like and useful versus before you're doing stand-up comedy. That would actually be better, because then you'd be like, it's still funny and it's still useful. So when we win at something that we discover that is counterintuitive and true, that's what this is for 31 envelopes. Envelope number 2 after the parking dispute is a request for all 3 credit bureaus to send you your credit data. That's deeply understood credit knowledge. That is together Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, with submitting positive information into those 3 credit bureaus. How? By adhering to U.S. laws. Because the credit laws in the United States of America don't protect you if you send emails or contact credit reporting agencies using the web, using your smartphone browser. That's just the state of United States law. How we benefit from that is majority of people are going to do common sense things, which is make telephone calls, use email, and use their browser. That's not the route that we want to go. That's incredibly street smart. That's not the route that we want to fall victim to their trappings. How do we do that? Envelope number 2 is the envelope of hashtag PO Box 105281. And that's the 3 credit bureaus that we can get for free, because our credit report's free at freeannualreport.com. Nope. They're free at annualcreditreport.com. And then using the website is incredibly difficult because they engineered it to be nearly impossible to adhere to. Whereas I will just direct message you the envelope and the form, which is coincidentally also hashtag PO Box 105281. It looks like this. It looks like this. You photocopy that, and then you send a copy of your driver's license, and you get all 3 credit bureaus from direct from Experian, direct from TransUnion, direct from Equifax. Has it been fun learning about the 31 envelopes? Because to recap, it's not correlated to 31 days. It's correlated to having a muscle memory and repeat execution of using envelopes to win at a war of paper, a paperwork war. How many times have you ever been in a paperwork war? Probably never. And they're assuming that you're going to get demoralized having to send a letter. Just like trying to cancel a gym membership. The only way you can cancel a gym membership is by using an envelope. The only way you can cancel most things is by using an envelope. We throw away mail, or we don't open mail as consumers, correct? And the funny thing is, businesses, especially banks and credit institutions, absolutely required to not only open the mail that they receive from us, but I'm Larry Chiang, by the way. If we've never met, hola, greetings. It's good to hang out with you. Businesses, specifically banks, they're required to send they're required to timely address in a timely fashion mail that they receive. Why don't most consumers send mail? Because they throw away mail and they think, oh, I throw away my mail. The business is just going to throw away my piece of mail too, and then my 15 minutes of effort are going to be wasted. It turns out that every minute that you spend fighting and winning a paperwork war, you'll just be winning, where you'll start looking at everything to be like, hey, I wonder if I can win another paperwork war. And that's what builds confidence. So by envelope number 10, you'll be telling other people. You can actually sell this as a lemonade stand business where nobody knows about these US laws. And if you want to confirm that my congressional testimony, my expert testimony, my mainstream media, legacy media, and podcast interviews are all legitimate, the source code of the laws are the Fair Credit Reporting Act and the Fair Credit Billing Act. All these laws were enacted in the 1970s. So if you ever wondered why I started my business in college, it was because back forever ago in college, people thought writing letters was also really stupid. And people wanted a high FICO score, but they didn't know the tools required. If you want a high credit score, which you can sell as a business, I consent for you to paste copy Duck 9. Now you can sell a high credit score to other people using the 31 envelopes method. And if you get stuck with a special case, I'll help you with it, because there's probably a YouTube video that I've already done with 620 views that's 10 years old that gets the job done. Oh, but I like videos that have 65,000 likes and 100,000 views or whatever. None of this content is ever going to go viral. Plus, that kind of content is going to, at times, mislead you. Why? Because it's completely not common sense, which is why it's street smart, which is why my channel is what they don't teach you in school about getting to a credit score over 750. Are these popular? No. Well, do some people blame the messenger? Yes. Why are you blaming me for giving you the solutions for, let's use envelopes to pay a $200 collection notice by sending a check for $60 in the memo section saying paid in full. Now you've got a contract. If they cash that $50 on a $250 collection, now you've won another war using paper. You've won another paperwork war. Maybe war is not cutting enough, not sarcastic enough, but definitely a paperwork battle where, when was the last time you wrote a paper check? We won't go into that because that's a different video for a different level of genius, which I've already previously recorded. But what we can do is something small. Because when you build confidence doing something small, now you're going to start to gamble a 12-minute chunk of time doing your own independent work and research, and then begin to spend 12 minutes, get X amount of benefit. Spend 30 minutes, get Y amount of benefit. And then spend 3 days studying stuff and then get Z level of benefit. And so that together then builds your confidence with small executables that turn into small wins, and then that's how I've been able to get people within Hot Girl Entrepreneurship Club to get ginormous wins. Why is it only hot, attractive females end up doing most of the stuff? I don't know. I really don't know. In fact, I kind of want to just give it all up and just rest on just only talking to hot women, because hot women, hot women are thankful. Hot women listen to counterintuitive things. Hot women will direct message me afterwards saying, "Oh my God, thank you so much." And then hot women, they might be lying to me, but they'll be like, "Oh, I went ahead and did some random video, and I even, posted it on my social media. Ha ha ha, he he he." Why is that? Why is it not like a 60-year-old dude or a 30-year-old not hot girl ever follow up with saying, "Hey, I learned something from your YouTube channel," or "I learned something on your Instagram Live," or "I learned something over on X Twitter," or WordPress. There's like 4,800 posts just sitting there with crickets. I'm kidding. It's not completely crickets, but it could have more interaction. That's the 31 envelopes method, which gives you confidence in sending direct messages, gives you backbone in doing cold calling later, because now you've been able to dissociate putting forth a little bit of effort towards doing things that you've never done before, turning into a financial reward, turning into, "Oh my gosh, I can actually sell Larry's 31 envelopes method, and I can charge $600 and then pay Larry Chiang, that's me, $0." And why is it that when I talk about you guys making money, that I can feel your guys' sphincter tighten up? Why? It's just making money. Oh, you're scared of it? Ooh, so scary. We're so scary. It's been super fun hanging out with you. Hopefully you laughed a little bit and loved the content. Remember, I drop new episodes every Thursday. So if you want to learn stuff that they don't teach you in school, such as the title of this video, which is using 31 envelopes, hit the subscribe button, and that way we can connect. And if you've watched a video and then done something positive with it, I'd like to be able to interview you for a future segment. How cool is that?